Alderson. I'm the editor-in-chief of FightFanNation.com. Tonight I'm going to talk about the Manny Pacquiao-Joshua Clottey super fight that's set for March 13th at Jerry Jones's new Dallas arena, which has the largest plasma screen in the world. Now this is really a good fight. This is really a tough fight for Manny Pacquiao. You know, after fighting some of the best fighters in the world during the course of the last 3 or 4 years, I really felt like Bob Arum should have given Manny Pacquiao a gimme fight, maybe with someone like Paul Malignaggi, or third fight with Juan Manuel Marquez, who seemed to be past his prime. You know, it's really tough to fight, you know, the best guys out there time in and time out. You know, it's kind of like playing Russian roulette, and one of these days you're going to get caught. But, you know, Arum has a lot of confidence, as well as Freddie Roach and Manny Pacquiao, and they set this fight up for March 13th. And Bob Arum really wanted to keep the promotion in-house. He didn't want to have to share the profits with anyone, or the promotional responsibilities, and that's why it was just wham bam done. You know, he didn't have to basically confer with Jerry Jones, who had been interested in Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, and had put a $25 million offer up for that fight. But because Richard Schaefer of Golden Boy Promotions and Floyd Mayweather didn't really want to fight in Dallas, they never really took that offer seriously. So as soon as that fight was off the table due to the controversy regarding the testing that Floyd Mayweather is asking for, Bob Arum went over back to Jerry Jones and went back to Texas and set up a deal for the Manny Pacquiao fight. And now Pacquiao's going to fight Joshua Clottey, who's 35-3 with 20 knockouts. And I mean, Clottey's just a really, really tough guy. He's big, he's strong, he's well-rounded fighter who's solid in almost all categories. He knocked out Zab Judah in the fall of 2008 for the vacant IBF welterweight title, and then he also beat Diego Corrales, which was a good win in Corrales' last fight in May of 07. And Corrales, you know, he wasn't training diligently and kind of lost that fire and didn't want to have to make 135 or 140, so he wanted to test his test the waters at welterweight, and he fought Joshua Clottey, and Clottey dominated him and pushed him pillar to post, beat him pillar to post, knocked him down, and just really gave Corrales a beating in his last fight. And that's tantamount to the type of strength that Joshua Clottey possesses. And, you know, again, Clottey's 35-3 with 20 knockouts. He's only been knocked down one time, which was an off-balance knockdown to Miguel Cotto, and he's coming to win this fight. This is his third opportunity in a big fight. But again, it's just hard to pick against Manny Pacquiao. He's risen to the occasion. He was an underdog against Oscar De La Hoya, who was supposed to have the size advantage of that fight, and Pacquiao dominated him on his way to TKO victory. And then again, Ricky Hatton was supposed to be a tough opponent and a tough fight for Manny Pacquiao, and he came in and anesthetized him in 2 rounds. And then Miguel Cotto too. You know, Pacquiao was supposed to use lateral movement and get on his bicycle and maybe outbox Cotto, and he actually fought him in the center of the ring and completely dominated him. And Cotto was competitive for the first 3 rounds, and he shot his wad, and that was it. Pacquiao started landing big punches on the middle of the ring and just dominated him, started stalking him, and knocked him out, stopped him. And so it's really hard to pick against Manny Pacquiao, because he's shown that he has the ability to rise to the occasion and perform at his best at the best time. You know, he rises to the occasion. And another thing, a lot of experts would pick against Joshua Clottey, but you know, he just seems like one of those guys that just can't step up and win the big fight. First, in fall of 1999, he was fighting Carlos Baldomir, and he was hitting him with huge right hands, dominating the fight, jerking his head back, but he was penalized twice for headbutting infractions. In the 11th round, he got his final deduction, which was a 1 point, and the referee warned him a couple of times in that round. And again, when they were on the inside, he pushed his head against Carlos Baldomir's forehead and was disqualified. And it's just one of those strategic blunders. You know, if you hit somebody low and they take 2 points away for you hitting low, you know what? You don't go to the body. You only hit the head, okay? You only go for the head. And same with that bout. You don't go on the inside. You stay on the outside and box, especially when you have the fight in the bag. You don't do something that can cause a potential disqualification. And that's what Clottey failed to do. He failed to implement a strategy that was important and that was necessary to win the fight. And that's what he's done in his big fights. Again, against Margarito in the December of 2006, he dominated the first 4 rounds, and then he said he hurt his hand, which was already hurt in training. He broke it, and he just kind of let up, and Margarito fought his way back into the fight and won a tough decision. And, you know, Clottey, if he would have fought another 3 rounds, even though he had a broken hand, and put the pressure on and fought like he had the first 4 rounds, he could have won that fight. That was a very wonderful fight, and he let it slip. You know, he let it slip out of his hands. And again, with Miguel Cotto last June, you know, he got knocked down in the first round, but he had the pressure on Cotto. He was hurting Cotto. Cotto was bleeding. He was backtracking. He looked vulnerable. And, you know, Clottey let it up. He didn't put the pressure on the last 2 rounds. He could have won that fight. He lost a split decision. And again, he clutched defeat from the jaws of victory. He had that fight, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of experts are picking Clottey against Manny Pacquiao, because he just doesn't seem like he has the ability to rise to the occasion and win the big fight. Why Manny Pacquiao does, but still, it's going to be a tough fight. I mean, Joshua, like again, with his size and versatility and his experience at the world-class level and his chin, he has a probably has one of the best chins in boxing. It's going to be a tough fight. You know, I think Manny Pacquiao can get on his bicycle and give him lateral movement and hit him with his right southpaw jab and his fast left hand and win a decision. But I think Pacquiao is going to be in bed for a week filming this fight, because, I mean, Joshua Clottey is a tough fight for anybody in the world. I mean, he really is a world beater. He's really a tough opponent, and this is really a tough fight for Manny Pacquiao. But again, I hope Manny Pacquiao can pull through and win a decision, and so he can set up for a fight with the winner of Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather. It's going to happen on May 1st. So anyways, don't forget to tune in on March 13th. It's going to be a great fight. It's a competitive battle, and we'll see if Manny Pacquiao can rise to the occasion again. Good night, and thank you for watching FightFanNation.com.